Today in the channel, let's discuss NECA's Casey Jones and Raphael in Disguise 2-pack action figure from the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Before we begin, a warm welcome back to all of you guys subscribed to the channel. And if you are new here, my name is Paul. I do statues and action figure reviews for Marvel, DC, and all kinds of movies just like this one. If you like that sort of stuff, please like the video and subscribe to the channel by hitting the red button below. And also please don't forget to hit that notification bell to get updated when a new video gets released. Alright, let's take a look at the box. At the front of the box, you can see the name Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a window type packaging. We can see both figures as well as the accessories. At the side of the box, we can see a couple of images of Raphael in disguise. At the back, there's a few photos of the first time Raphael and Casey Jones met. At the other side, a couple of images of Casey Jones. We do have the name Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, and the cast and crew. Credit where credit is due. Alright, let's crack this open. And here they are, straight out of the packaging. First impression, I am digging the figure. I do love the detail, initial checking of the paint job and whatnot. But as always, we do want to take a closer look at the figures. So first, let's take a look at the accessories. So Casey Jones does come with alternate hands. We do have 3 pair of extra hands here, a few weapon holding hands, and relaxed hands, pointing hands, and whatnot. So this is probably his weapon holding hands. I do love the details on this. A lot of texture, the paint job is nice, and the nails sculpted really nicely there. A hockey stick here, so nicely sculpted here. The paint shows a little bit of a wear here, just a nice touch. It has a wooden effect. It has a really good details there. And here we have another hockey stick. For all of you guys hockey players out there, I think this is a goalie hockey stick. I'm not sure because we don't have hockey here in my country, so if you guys know, please comment below. Same with the first one, with the first hockey stick. So it has a wooden effect here. Very nice. The sculpt of the bandages, it's awesome, and the paint job. I'm really liking this one. And for all of you guys golfer out there, this is a golf club. I think this is a driver. So again, I'm not a golfer, so if any of you guys there are golfers, please let me know. Comment below if I'm making a fool of myself about golf. We do have cricket paddle here. So as Raphael mentioned, nobody understands cricket. You have to understand crumpet first before you can get what cricket is. But for this one, the paddle, it's really nice. It has that wooden paint effect as well with the bandages and whatnot. So it's a really good accessory here. We have 2 baseball bats. I am loving the details on this one. The golf bag here. I'm not sure what it's called, but I think it's a golf bag. So be careful with this one. It's a little flimsy. When I open my figure, the strap is actually sticking on the golf bag. So be careful with that. Moving forward with Raphael's accessories. So we do have his hat. I'm calling this the Frank Sinatra hat. If you guys, some of you guys are old enough to know who Frank Sinatra is. We have his weapon here, the sai. I love the detail. So it's almost the same. I think it's the same as the one that came with the individual figure. So it has bandages there, painted nicely. I am loving the weapon. And a pizza slice here. NECA knows their pizza, so I'm getting a little bit hungry. Extra bandanas here, sculpted nicely. It's always a nice touch that they add this one. 2 extra pair of hands. So it just fell down the floor here. Again, painted nicely. Sculpt is very good. So let's take a closer look at the figures. Okay, so taking a closer look at Raphael here. It's basically the same figure as the previous release. I actually reviewed the 1990 Turtles. If you want to see the review, I will link it in the description below as well as on the cards on top. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's basically the same figure with the added trench coat as well as his backpack. So I do love the trench coat. It's cloth. I'm not sure if we can remove it. Probably we can, but I don't want to do that now. And the backpack is sculpted. So I do love that wrinkle effect on the backpack. It fits nicely. It actually fits perfectly on his shell, so which is nice. I do love that I was able to get this figure. Alright, so here we do have Casey Jones, and it's a bummer though that we don't have the Elias head sculpt, but it's not a deal breaker for me. So I do love the sculpt of his mask. It's a really nicely sculpted mask here. The back of his hair sculpted nicely. I do love that the straps are actually changing the texture of the hair. We do have here his denim jacket. A lot of texture there and details, sculpted with wrinkles and whatnot, as well as his white shirt underneath. So the button here is sculpted. You cannot unbutton that. So it's a soft plastic here, the white shirt. It's a really nice touch. The paint job is really good. His running pants here, it does have a lot of texture, like a cotton effect. He does have that sculpted garters here underneath the pants with socks there inside painted nicely, and the shoe. It does have a lot of details on the shoe. So I tried to place all the weapons on the golf bag. It doesn't, I don't think all the weapons can fit, but I did put what I think he needs. And let's try to put this on him. So first you need to insert that in the hand and then go over his head. So just be careful there, because I do think the straps are a little flimsy there and fragile. So there you go. One thing I don't like about the paint job with Casey Jones is that because he has a white shirt and the denim jacket, so it tends to bleed there a little bit, so as well as the side. So I'm not a fan of that, but since it is covered, so it works for me. Doesn't bother me that much. In terms of the articulation for Raphael, so it's basically the same one as the previous figures that was released. So I'm not going into details, but basic ones is that you can move the head side to side, up and down. You can raise the hand, move it forward, backward. He has a hinge movement on the hand, elbow movement, and the legs. Not much of an ab crunch because of the shell. The knees, it does have a double jointed knee, so you can actually push it, probably push it a little bit more than that angle. The foot, he has a hinge here as well as a side to side movement. Very nice articulation. A little restricting, but I am satisfied with the amount of articulation this figure has. Fair warning guys, so a lot of people are recommending that you use a hairdryer first to loosen up the joints before you actually move your figures. So I haven't done that with my figure, so I'm not gonna push it too hard. Alright, so in terms of the articulation, so he can raise his head up a little bit, because of the hair, there's some resistance there. He can look down a little bit and side to side, left to right there. He does have a little bit of an ab crunch, so you can actually feel that there. As I mentioned, the white shirt here is soft plastic, so yeah, there's actually a little bit of movement there. He can raise his hands right about there. So again, if you guys have your own figure, you can probably raise it a little bit higher. Yeah, he can raise his hands at 360 there. He does have a double jointed elbow, but for some reason this one bothers me a little bit. But it's not a deal breaker. So it can move right about there in that angle, which is very nice. The hand has a hinge, so you can move up and down, rotate it 360, same as the right hand. For the legs, you can spread it. You can raise the leg until you can feel the resistance. So the crotch area here has a soft plastic, so that's a nice touch. So you can actually raise it a little bit more than usual. You can move the leg backward. He does have a knee joint, which you can angle for about 90 degrees. For the foot, so you can move it a little bit. It has a hinge up and down and a pivot a little bit, but not so much. So yeah, and a little bit of a comparison here. So here with the 2-pack on the left, and we have Raphael on the far right. So both of these guys are basically the same figure. It's just that the main difference, I think, is that this one The one with the trench coat has a little bit of a lighter green shade, and the mask that he is wearing has a little bit less of details and texture, but overall they are basically the same, and they are at the same height. And for further comparison, here they are with the rest of the guys. So we have Leo, Donnie, and Mikey. Here they are with Splinter, and here they are with Shredder. There you have it. So as a summary, I am loving the Casey Jones and Raphael 2-pack action figure from NECA. In terms of the sculpt, the paint job, the details, the accessories, everything is really great. The only 2 complaints I have is that for Casey Jones, his denim jacket is actually bleeding on the white shirt. But I mean, let's be honest, who else hasn't ruined a white shirt for all of us doing our own laundries? So it's actually just gives the figure a little bit of a realistic look because of the stains. But yeah, I do wish he came in with without the stains or the bleeding paint. Aside from that, I am not so much of a fan that I cannot make my Casey Jones stand on his own, or at least I'm having a difficult time making him stand on his own. It's a little bit difficult to find the right balance, so to speak. But overall, I am loving the figure, and I highly recommend the 2-pack which NECA came out, and I am very happy that I was able to grab the figure. I will link a few shops in the description below so you guys can check it out and try to get the figures for yourselves if you want the 2-pack action figure from NECA. Alright, so there you have it. Thank you so much for dropping by. I do hope you liked the video as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you do, I would appreciate you guys giving the video a thumbs up, commenting on the video, and subscribing to the channel. And also, please don't forget to hit that notification bell so that when you do, every time I release a new content, you would be notified. Again, guys, thank you so much. I hope to see you guys next time, and go rebuild your passion.